Overseas now to the collapse of the Assad regime in Syria. Rebels seized the presidential palace after they launched a lightning offense just 2 weeks ago. President Bashar al-Assad fled the capital over the weekend and has been granted asylum by Russian President Putin. Assad and his family has ruled the country in a brutal dictatorship for half a century and engaged in a bloody civil war the past 14 years, backed by Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah. The question now, so what happens next? The U.S. has some 900 troops stationed in the country right now as American forces carried out airstrikes on ISIS positions this weekend. We're going to talk with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. There he is in just a moment. But first, Chief International Correspondent James Longman is at the Syrian border for us. And James, tell us what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, Robin, it's a very, very tense situation here right now. Let me show you just around here. We've got thousands of people streaming out of Syria, desperate to leave the country because they're not sure what the change means for them. The Lebanese army has been called in, and they've actually put a barrier up there stopping people from coming out. Meantime, you're seeing all these cars, and it streams all the way down there, of people going into Syria. This is the chaos that revolution brings. One of the world's most oppressive regimes brought down in days. Bashar al-Assad's violent dictatorship made millions of Syrians homeless. This morning, he is on the run, overthrown by rebel fighters in lightning speed. The regime collapsing in just 11 days. His people now discovering the massive wealth kept from them at his presidential palace in the capital, Damascus. Rebels taking over state television saying the city of Damascus has been liberated. The tyrant Bashar al-Assad has been toppled. And this morning, entering Syria, I met border guards from Hayat Tahrir al-Sham.
He said, why are people worried? I said, because Golani came from al-Qaeda. ISIS might be involved. He said, no, there's nothing to worry about.
Symbols of the Assad family's more than 50-year reign defaced and destroyed. Cheers and gunfire filling the air, celebration and relief. Yusuf was 17 years old when he left Syria. He's 29 today. He's going home and he can't stop smiling. How are you feeling? I ask him. I'm so happy, he says. Mixed feelings because I've missed so much. My studies, work, but I'm happy, he says. Heartbreaking discoveries now being made. Don't be afraid, the man says to this woman found in an underground prison. He finds a child alongside her. Russia's foreign ministry announcing Assad's resignation, and it's to Moscow that the now former president has fled with his family. Bashar al-Assad inherited power from his father Hafez in 2000. A London-educated eye doctor, he was the respectable face of a new Syria world leaders rushed to work with. Vogue even called his glamorous wife Asma a rose in the desert. But as soon as he was challenged, his father's son emerged. He crushed the 2011 protest movement, killing hundreds of thousands. Then President Obama said use of chemical weapons would be a red line, but Assad crossed it, and the chaos that followed allowed terror group ISIS to seize territory and launch attacks against the West. Iran, Hezbollah and Russia helped Assad hold on. Wars in Gaza, Lebanon and Ukraine meant they couldn't save him now. The rebel group, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, emerged from the chaos of the civil war. Its leader is this man, Abu Muhammad al-Golani, a former al-Qaeda member who turned against them, and he's now presenting a more moderate image, promising a turning point for the region. President Biden among those praising this moment as an opportunity for Syrian independence, but one fraught with danger.
It's a moment of historic opportunity for the long-suffering people of Syria to build a better future for their proud country. It's also a moment of risk and uncertainty.
Now, Syrians are fast discovering the truth of the Assad regime. Underground prisons full of women and children, instruments of torture, the wealth that he accumulated. But as they try to make history, the future is really uncertain.